We are at the Black Diamond headquarters in Innsbruck. This is Derek, he's a category director, and he's going to show us a sneaky early peek into the new footwear.
Well, we have entered into the approach shoe category, and we're pretty excited about that. We feel like for Black Diamond, that's a really logical extension of our rock climbing shoes and our long history of rock climbing equipment. And when we go climbing, or we go to the gym, or we live our lifestyle, we feel like having a good, unique offering in approach shoes is a really meaningful spot for us to be.
I agree.
So we have two different styles here.
I always wear shoes when I go to the crag, so that's lucky. What's this one then? So we start with this one?
Okay, yep, so that's the Technician. And I would say that the Technician among the approach shoes that we're making is probably the most technical, meaning it leans pretty heavily towards climbing. It may not be obvious at first, but when you make a shoe that's more towards climbing than, say, walking, there's a few things you do. The last is a little narrower than a typical walking shoe.
Okay, so it's nice and snug around your
fitted.
foot.
Yep, yep. You can see this shoe is quite flat.
Yep.
You know, that's not something you would see in your trainers or running shoes or anything, and that helps just like a cambered rock shoe or any other technical rock shoe. It's flatter on the bottom, gives you a better toe feel and placement. Beyond that, we have our outsole is Black Diamond Black Label Mountain Rubber.
Okay.
And this is a rubber that's very close to a climbing shoe rubber.
Yep. And is this a new rubber?
It's new
especially for this range.
Yes, it is.
Fantastic.
Yep.
And you've got a nice toe area that's.
So that little climbing zone is just when you have tread like this, but you really are trying to edge with it, it tends to peel apart and it's just not strong enough.
Yeah.
So typical of climbing shoes and approach shoes, you shore that rubber up in the front. That's also where you get the most wear in an approach shoe if you're using it. This rubber toe rand is actually something that is really effective in approach shoes, and a lot of approach shoes tend to go away from now. You can see this EVA foam actually carries underneath that, but the rand still wraps around and is then sandwiched between the EVA and the rubber and the EVA. And what that provides is a nice, smooth toe, just like a climbing shoe, so you can look down on your foot and place it accurately.
Yeah. Yeah, so a really precise shoe.
Correct.
But enough tread that I'm not going to slip over on the wet grass on the way.
Yep.
That is good to see.
Yep.
Okay, what about this one?
This is called the Mission LT, and I would say that this one exemplifies among the technical shoes this effort we've made to build an approach shoe that is really fitted but really comfortable.
Yeah.
A lot of approach shoes come from this place of technical climbing or mountaineering or, a European last that can be narrow and very symmetrical and pointed.
Yeah.
And based on our experience in footwear, as well as just kind of having the luxury of starting from scratch, these shoes all share one, and it's most exemplified by this shoe, this more open toe box, and then an upper that's constructed so that even though it has this more open fit, you can lace it tight.
Nice, because I have quite wide feet, and I like to have a big wide toe box, and I find exactly what you said, that shoes tend to be a bit straight for my foot. So this looks like a comfy shoe for a long walk.
This is more of a long walk. Yeah, you can actually see this is where the Technician is a more flattened sole profile. This one has kind of a breaking lug and then a bit more rocker. And as you probably would guess, that provides for a lot smoother walking gait.
Yeah, and the same deep tread and climbing zone as well.
Same deep tread, yeah. Same concept around the toe in terms of how we construct the toe like a climbing shoe. I would say one thing that's a nice differentiator between this and I would say any other approach shoe and a lot of other even hiking shoes is this full booty construction. You can see this. There's a sock-like booty that's built onto the interior of the shoe, and then all of the hardware for the lacing wraps around between this knit upper and the sock.
But what strikes me actually about these shoes is how light they are.
Yep, they're very
because
light.
There's a lot of stuff going on, there's a lot of reinforcement, and yet you've kept this shoe really light.
Yeah, I would say that's
nice.
a product of, we're bringing a lot of our experience in other technical footwear, running shoes or hiking shoes, even what we've done with the knit climbing shoes. We're bringing a lot of that knowledge to this, what we feel is like a new take on this type of shoe, where they're lighter, they feel light on your feet, but they're still supportive, and the fit is great. So.
Great. Yeah. Thanks ever so much for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you.